Today, I'm going to give you 11 top tips to help you study at home more effectively so that you can make the most out of your time. This is going to be so useful for you guys that can't go to work, to school or university right now. Now, I know we're living in uncertain times, but let's turn a negative into a positive. So if you're ready, let's do this. The first thing we need to do is set the right conditions. So, I want you to think about studying in sustainable amounts, okay? I don't want you to study for 3 hours and get completely shattered and then not be able to study for the rest of the week. No. I want you to study in short, sustainable amounts, okay? Could be 10 minutes, could be 20, maybe 30. 30 sounds like a good amount to me. A 30-minute chunk of studying. Then you stop and you do something else. Now 30 minutes I think is perfect because it helps us to avoid boredom, all right? It helps us to avoid fatigue and it helps us to avoid burnout, okay? Which means that we can't continue to do this thing. So 30 minutes, maybe a couple of times a day or a couple of times a week. Whatever you can do, that's perfect. Now, number 2 is noise. Let's think about this because this is really important. Some people like to study in complete silence. All right, that's fine. Some of you might not be able to get silence. Okay, maybe you're in a very busy building, lots of flats above you, lots of noise, or a busy neighborhood. So you might need some kind of noise to drown that sound out. So you've got a couple of options, right? Personally, I quite like working to music. I particularly like instrumental music, okay? So music with no words. So I can just listen to the beat and it gives me a rhythm to my work. Now personally, I've got one favorite, it's called Lo-Fi Beats Playlist and it's on Spotify. Now that's my personal favorite, but you probably have something different. If you don't have Spotify, there are so many other ways to get playlists. If you go on YouTube and you type in Focus, you're definitely gonna get some great playlists. Now, focus playlists are really good for helping you to avoid being distracted. You can also just type in instrumental playlist, and I'm sure you'll get some great results from there as well. So, if you like music, then I would suggest going for an instrumental playlist. Now, if you don't like music, but you also don't like silence, well, what are you gonna do? I've got an app for you. Now, Coffitivity is a website that's absolutely free and it provides ambient noise for you. So if you want to simulate the sounds of a coffee shop, you can click that option. If you want the sounds of a forest, then you can put that on. If you like the sound of flowing water or rain, they've got that option as well. So this is great if you don't want music and you also don't want silence. Go for some background noise and Coffitivity. Number 3 is maybe the most important. Put your phone away, okay? I know, I'm telling myself this. Don't worry, I'm telling you and I'm telling me. We all need to put our phones away. If we're gonna try and study and focus on one thing, we need to get rid of that phone, okay? Not just down or turned over, no. Away, out of sight, okay? Now studies have shown that if you have your phone within sight of you, then productivity is reduced by 40%. So if you're gonna focus on studying, do that, okay? Put your phone away, put it in your bag, put it outside your room, whatever it is, okay? So it doesn't distract you. Then, in your break time, yeah, go on Instagram, go on Tinder, whatever you need to do, right? But whilst you're studying, it's a no phone zone. Now, exercise is really important, guys. I'm not talking about going to the gym or, you know, going for a huge run. I'm not talking about that. Just general movement is really important. So I saw an expert talking about how they suggest after every 45 minutes, you need to move, okay? So perhaps you should set your timer on your phone for 45 minutes and then that will remind you to move. So go upstairs or just walk around the room or maybe do 10 press-ups or whatever it is that you think you should do that, okay? So a little bit of exercise is really important. It helps to reset your brain as well. You kind of get up, maybe go make a cup of tea, come back, and you're refocused, okay? You can start again. So exercise is really important every 45 minutes. And this leads on to number 5. I love this one. This is all about posture, okay? When we're studying and we're on a computer, we're hunched over, our posture becomes really bad, doesn't it? So I want you to think about your posture. I heard another expert talking about posture and saying that every 30 minutes, you should readjust your posture, okay? Now the way to do that, maybe set an alarm for every 30 minutes, or what you can do is when you think about your posture, think about your shoulder blades and there being an orange in between, and you're squeezing that orange with your shoulder blades. So you're squeezing your shoulders back and squeezing that orange in, not so much that you make orange juice, not that hard, but enough so that it improves your posture, and instantly you'll feel yourself rise up and your posture improve, okay? It's really important, guys. Don't be slouched or slumped over like this for hours. Think about your posture. Number 6 is a fun little one, and this is about productivity. So what I want you to do is use your washing machine or your dishwasher as a timer for your studies. So let's say it's a washing machine. Put your dirty clothes into the washing machine. Press start for a cycle. Maybe it's a 60-minute cycle or a 90-minute cycle. Press start, and then you start studying, all right? And you study for the entire time that it takes for that washing machine to run. And when it beeps at the end, beep, 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 or whatever the sound is, that's when you finished your study session. And at the end of it, you've studied for an hour and a half, and you've got clean clothes. Amazing. Now, it's really important to not learn passively, but to learn actively. And that means taking notes, guys. So if you're watching a video like this one, for example, don't just sit there slumped and just be like, oh yeah, whatever, like on your phone or whatever. Be active, okay? So I want you to be writing notes, taking notes, summarizing the most important information that you hear. Maybe you've got a vocabulary journal, writing down the important vocabulary in that journal. So you are active as you are studying, not just sitting there passively learning, because frankly, I don't think you'll take as much in. And this leads me to point number 8. The best evidence that you've learned something is that you can teach someone else that information. So for example, if you learn 10 new phrasal verbs on a video, if you can then go and teach that to someone else, then you truly have learned it. Right? You've understood it, you've processed it, you've understood it, and you can pass it on. So that's what I want you to do is, after a study session, is to try and teach someone this information. Now, it could be a study buddy, we'll get to that in a minute. So it could be your family or your friend, your housemate, your flatmate, or it could be just to yourself, all right? Make a video like I'm doing right now. Just sit down, film yourself, trying to explain the information that you've just learned. So you'll find it actually really helps. When you put the camera on, suddenly you are forced to articulate the information that you've just learned. And it's actually quite hard. It's not an easy thing. It really tells you whether you know something or not. So that's an extra recommendation that I have. Okay, now let's go back to that study buddy idea. Now, right now, many of you and me are locked down, right? We can't go anywhere. That doesn't mean that we can't hang out digitally with people and socialize and learn, okay? So get onto Skype or Google Hangouts or whatever system you use, and study with people or speak with people. Keep practicing in English, all right? So use Skype, find a study buddy. This is a great way to study and to keep social, okay? Just yesterday, I had a meeting with my friend Luke. We were talking about a project that I'm working on, and we live quite close to each other, but we were on Skype, but it felt like he was there. It was fantastic. So yeah, I really advise getting online, keeping social, and studying with people. This is super important, is to have a specific goal for every study session, okay? So if you're gonna study for an hour and a half, let's say, think about what goal you want, okay, at the end of it. So maybe it's learn 10 new phrasal verbs, or maybe it's read 20 pages of Harry Potter in English. Think about a goal that you want to achieve before you start that study session, okay? So if we're goal orientated, then we know where we want to go with the study session. We won't get distracted, we won't get lost, we won't lose momentum. Keep focused, okay? And my last tip is resources. There are so many online resources. You are so lucky in this day and age to be able to get any resource you want. So obviously YouTube is a great place to be. Stay here. This is a wonderful place. Amazing YouTubers teaching you English. Just one example, Ali, Papa Teach Me, amazing, okay? Go watch his videos, they're so creative. Check him out. On Instagram, again, there are so many teachers on Instagram. I can't mention them all. One that comes to mind is The Real Miss Honey. Daisy, she's fantastic. She uploads fantastic videos and resources. Go check her out. Back on YouTube, there are so many TV series that you can watch. Little clips, little 2-3 minute clips. Use those. You don't need 30 minutes or an hour or a whole film. You just need a few short minutes of really good, intense English learning. So Fleabag is my favorite TV show. Go check it out. I think it's really funny. Friends, I mean, God, why not use Friends? It's a brilliant resource for learning English. There are loads of clips of Friends on YouTube. If you want structured classes, then check out Lingoda. Lingoda, an online learning platform with lessons all the time. Go sign up to a course. This isn't sponsored. I'm not being sponsored by them. It's just a suggestion, okay? And finally, I've talked about this website before. I love it. Loads of teachers love this one, Lyrics Training, okay? You can listen to a song and type in the words as you go, the lyrics as you go. So it's great for listening and for pronunciation. It's really fun as well. So there are so many resources. Go check them all out. Find the things that you love. Go learn English with those things. All right, guys, I hope you have found that useful. Please share it with anyone you know that's trying to learn English and is in this difficult situation at the moment where they can't go outside or they can't work or study or go to university. Please share this with them. As I said, let's try and turn this negative situation into something positive. We can really focus on improving ourselves, in learning new things and becoming more knowledgeable. Please give this video a big thumbs up, guys. And of course, I want to know, where are you right now? Where are you watching this video? Are you okay? Leave me a comment below. Just check in with me. Give me an update on your life, how you're feeling, and I'll try and respond to that, okay? We're gonna be all right, Eat Sleep Dreamers. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Keep in contact, keep positive, and I'll see you really soon.